Your Country 1039 KGRT. That is Luke Combs and Fast Cars. Still love that version. And of course, I love the original one as well.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Our question of the day brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, get out there while the weather is nice and warm because, trust me, before you know it, it'll get pretty chilly to be out there in the morning. Now, let's talk about dress codes, shall we? Yeah. According to a recent survey, things are getting more and more casual in the workplace. Business experts are urging companies to keep this in mind when recruiting new employees because it seems like employees don't have much tolerance for the strict dress codes and rules on the job. Interesting. And it will, basically, they will choose to work where things are a little bit more relaxed. Now, honestly, I know we are live on our social media pages right now, YouTube and Facebook right now. X changed the rules a little bit. I'm working on that. But yeah, most of the time, I've been in radio for a long time, and nobody gets to see me. So I have been very much a, jeans and T-shirt guy. But that's and a hat. I do like to wear my hats. But that always worked for me in the radio business. However, I have worked in places where there is a uniform that is required, and it's not necessarily a dress code, but it is a uniform. And in fact, one time they made me wear a coat, sport coat type thing. Yeah. So, I can understand when you've got a uniform in there, but if you don't have a uniform and you can pretty much pick what you choose to wear, there are certain things that you would avoid maybe, or do they, your workplace have a very strict dress code where you have to dress very certain ways on that? It can go either way for a lot of people, but is it really something that you might not take a job just because of the dress code? I don't know. So my basic question for you, I'm leaving it wide open, get your opinions in, but what is your opinion, or how do you feel about dress codes in the workplace? Now, I know casual is casual, but sometimes some people can get too casual. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to show up to work in my pajamas, that's for sure. Nobody wants to see that. But how do you feel about dress codes in the workplace? Go ahead and let me know your answers. 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. You can call those in. You can text those in. Like I said, we are live on our social media pages, so you can leave your comments there as well. Facebook and YouTube right now. So, yeah, let me know. What do you think? How do you feel about dress codes in the workplace? Go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day. All right, we are all good on those fronts right there, and exclusively up on our social media pages right now. So, yeah, I have worked at places that have been very casual with dress codes, but they still had a dress code. There are some things that probably shouldn't wear when you're at work and you're working around other people. And I think a lot of the dress codes, I just realized this. A lot of the dress codes probably got more and more casual because of the pandemic, because when you're at home, you're dressed up about as casual and comfortable as you can get. And a lot of people that were remote working, excuse me, a lot of people, wow, that came up real quick. A lot of people that were working from home, you didn't really have to worry about a dress code that much. And if you were doing online meetings, there's always that thing like, how many meetings did you do where you didn't have your pants on? Let's be honest about that. I never did one meeting. All of my meetings during the pandemic, I always was fully dressed. Let's see, got a text message that said, I work for the city. We have a dress code. I like it. Yeah, because you're representing the city as well. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people that don't like dress codes have to keep in mind, that you're representing that business and you're representing them on there. Luckily for me, t-shirts and jeans work out really well while representing Your Country 1039 KGRT. It works. But yeah, I mean, there are times when I will dress up. Everybody gets really surprised around the Christmas party and stuff. But as far as dress codes go at work, what do you think? Let me know your answers. 575-523-KGRT. You can call those in. You can text them in. And, of course, leave your comments down below. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at what's going on in and around the world. Looks like Xbox celebrating the release of the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie with a new Deadpool Xbox controller. The red controller has butt cheeks on the bottom. Fans can go online and enter a contest to win the controller. Deadpool and Wolverine movie will open up on July 26th. First off, I kind of want one. Two, definitely going to be there opening day for Deadpool and Wolverine. Not going to miss out on that one. Also saw that the Robb Report says that Ferrari's new electric car will premiere next year. The car is expected to cost $500,000. $500 million for an electric car that if you run out of juice and there's no charging station by, you won't be able to do anything with. I'm just saying. I also saw that Medical Express says python meat is being explored as a protein source due to the snake's ability to tolerate harsh conditions, reproduce quickly, and have a more efficient feed to meat ratio. I'm not quite sure exactly what that means right there. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be kind of scared about that because if we're talking, raising a lot of pythons, what happens if they get out? Would we find those snakes in a lot of places? Besides that, is people think okay, I'm just going to say this right now. If you are a vegetarian and you're against, all of the meat products right there, is the fact that it's a snake make a difference in how you feel about it? It shouldn't. Also, and finally, several Kansas City ice cream parlors are selling Burnt Ends barbecue ice cream. The ice cream has a sweet cream base and is infused with burnt ends and barbecue sauce. And I know that it's not healthy for me. I know that it has the potential to go really, really bad, but part of my brain and mostly my stomach says I'd almost be willing to try that. A sweet, smoky flavor with the burnt ends. And I am a burnt ends guy. I love the burnt ends. So yeah, I would probably get that done as well. Once again, our question of the day for you today: how do you feel about dress codes? Apparently, a lot of younger people would not be interested in the dress codes, or maybe the strict dress codes will actually have them choose a different job. So how do you feel about dress codes in general? Let's see. I just got a text message in there. I feel there needs to be guidelines. Otherwise, you'd have these people wearing see-through stuff to work, which is not that great. He also agrees with me. He's a jeans and T-shirt kind of guy, but good jeans and not all full of holes. Yeah, of course. I did that once, but I didn't realize I had a hole in my jeans until I think it was Joey told me. And that was embarrassing because, you could have had my Calvin and Hobbes underwear on there. That would have been embarrassing. But dress codes, guidelines are definitely there. And I even think about this for school dress codes. The nice thing about that, because some people like dress codes they don't like for schools, but the nice thing about school dress codes that I realized when I was talking to some parents is that, you always know what they're going to wear to school the next day, so makes shopping easier with school shopping. So I learned that while talking to a few parents. So I don't know. I think there is a limit and a time where you have to go okay, that's not going to work. But casual, I can do casual. Once again, let me know your answers by giving me a call or a text at 575-523-KGRT. And, of course, leave your comments down below for our question of the day today. How do you feel about dress codes?